Now it's just getting plain ridiculous. Ryder reveals blockbuster trade with the Cincinnati Bengals. Welcome back into the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Before I jump into this report on what could be a potential blockbuster trade for the Cincinnati Bengals, don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. Me and Isaac will be posting every single day right here, only talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. So if you love the Bengals as much as I do, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, like this video, comment down below how you feel about the report after I dive deep into it. And yes, I know you guys have talked in the comments saying that you don't want to hear about Trey Hendrickson anymore, but there's not much to talk about. It's off season, unless you want me to talk about training camp all day long. But Trey Hendrickson is such a pivotal cornerstone for the Bengals, not just the defense, but the Bengals organization as a whole. Every time something new happens, we have to talk about it because it determines how the season is going to go. I think if we sign and extend Trey Hendrickson and he plays in 2025, we have the potential, like I talked about last when I was giving my predictions of the schedule and what our record could be. If he plays, we could easily win 13 games. If he doesn't play, I'm leaning more towards 10-7, winning by scoring 40 points more than the other team. Like every game is going to have to be 42-40. Trey Hendrickson is that pivotal to this team. And one of the options, and I think it should be the last option for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me get that out of the way. This is not my idea, but the last option and what this blockbuster trade should be the last option, is trading Trey Hendrickson. No matter let me go into the report, and then I'll go my rant about what I think the Bengals are doing with Trey Hendrickson. But anyways, here we go. Bengals predicted to trade All-Pro star to Colts in blockbuster deal. So this is from a Colts website, so it's going to be reading as like a Colts would write it. Colts fan would write it, but I'm going to read through the report. The window remains open for the Indianapolis Colts to make one final blockbuster move this offseason. Though much of Indy's efforts leading up to this point have included improvements on the defense side of the ball, there's one big fish left on the market. That is obviously Trey Hendrickson. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. As contract negotiations between the Cincinnati Bengals and star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson have boiled over, there's a chance the Colts could swoop in and make a major deal. While it seems more likely the Colts would explore cheaper options, Bleacher Report's Mo Morton proposed a blockbuster trade that would bring the four-time Pro Bowler to the Circle City. Morton's hypothetical trade package would have Indianapolis sending a 2026 second round and a 2026 sixth round pick in exchange for the 30-year-old star. This scenario has been pretty played out throughout the entire offseason ever since the contract rift between Hendrickson and the Bengals became public. The biggest issue for the Colts likely isn't the draft capital to give up in the trade. It likely would be the contract that Hendrickson is seeking. Paying a 30-year-old pass rusher a premium contract could end badly. The Colts vastly improved the secondary, adding blah, 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 blah. I don't care about the Colts. The current regime running the front office doesn't have the luxury of going through another season without a playoff experience. Even if it's unlikely a deal gets done, the Colts are still viewed as one of the prime landing spots for Hendrickson. Why I think this would be absolutely stupid for the Cincinnati Bengals. One, Trey Hendrickson is far more valuable than a third and a sixth round pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the rest of the NFL world might not value Trey Hendrickson as much as the Cincinnati Bengals do, or should, for that matter, because they're obviously proving that they don't value him that much. But to the Cincinnati Bengals, the only way I am trading Trey Hendrickson is if I'm getting a first round pick, because that's how valuable Trey Hendrickson is to the Cincinnati Bengals organization and the defense and just the whole team in entirety. I'm not giving up Trey Hendrickson, the 2024 sack leader, and the season before that also had 17.5 sacks. He's had the most sacks since 2020, since 2021, since 2022, since 2023, since 2024. Go back all those years, Trey Hendrickson combined has the most sacks out of any pass rusher in the league. I'm not giving him up. I don't care if he's 30 years old. I don't care about the contract negotiations and how the contract that he wants. I'm not giving him up anything less than a first-round pick because that's how valuable he is to the Cincinnati Bengals. And that's how trades should work in the NFL. They don't most of the time, because if you just want to get rid of a player, you just want to get rid of him. But how valuable he is for the Cincinnati Bengals, and the fact they want him in Cincinnati and he wants to be in Cincinnati, I'm not trading with anybody unless I see a first-round pick mentioned. Maybe even more, because that's how valuable he is to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, This is where I have a problem with the Bengals. They say they value him as much as they should. They are saying they want a first-round pick and more for Trey Hendrickson and a trade. If you value him that much, like you're saying, and what you're asking for in a trade, why haven't you freaking signed the dude? Just get it over with. He spoke to the media, and Isaac talked about it. It was a great video. Go watch it if you haven't. Trey Hendrickson is obviously very upset with the front office and Zach Taylor. If you don't know, I'm talking about Zach Taylor texted Trey Hendrickson saying, hey, you have to come to mandatory camp or you will be fine. I think that was a good move by Zach Taylor. That's kind of his job, to let the players know what's going on, because he's the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. It would kind of be an a-hole move if he didn't let him know, saying, hey, if he didn't tell me he'll get fined, and all of a sudden he does get fined. So I know Trey Hendrickson might have taken that personal, saying like get your butt here or whatever. I don't see it that way. I think he was just choosing his job. But Trey Hendrickson is just mad with the front office because they came out that the front office and Trey were having good communications. Then Trey goes on ESPN and says, no way, I haven't heard anything since the draft. And then he comes into Cincinnati, talks to the media and said he doesn't even know. Well, he didn't say, I don't know if I want to play in Cincinnati. When asked the question if he wants to stay in Cincinnati, he said that's very hard for him to answer right now because business and personal life are mixing, and he doesn't want that to mix as much as it has been. What are the Cincinnati Bengals doing? I don't care about the trade. I know I wanted to talk about the report, but I don't care about that trade. No, I'm not doing that trade. If they sent that my way, I would say no. He's not going to be a Colt. Obviously, there's connections with Lou Anarumo and all that good stuff. No, he's not going to be a Colt. But what are the Cincinnati Bengals doing? I know I said earlier I think they're kind of just waiting for Jermaine Pratt for that situation to work out, and I agree with it, yeah. But if Trey Hendrickson is this man, at least tell him, bring him in for a meeting, be like, hey, this is what I would do if I was the front office. What I would be doing is waiting to see what happens with Jermaine Pratt, if we're going to trade him or we're just going to release him. If that's what they should be doing, and that's what I would be doing, I would bring Trey Hendrickson. Like, hey, Trey, just so you know, you are going to get extended. We are going to give you a contract. What we're doing right now is waiting to see what happens with Jermaine Pratt. Just be open with him. And then he won't be pissed at you, bad-mouthing you in the freaking public and in the media rooms. Say, hey, we're just seeing if we can get trade. We are seeing if we can trade Jermaine Pratt to get that money, or if we're just going to release him. And then once we do that, whether we trade him or release him, that money is going to you. Be open with Trey Hendrickson. I know the front office in Cincinnati likes to be very secretive, and they don't like the players knowing everything and what's going on. I don't care. If it's your star player on the defense, you let him know everything that is going on, no matter what it is. Be honest with him. Say, hey, we're just waiting to see what happens, then we're going to pay you. The fact that they haven't communicated with Trey Hendrickson since the draft, what are we doing? Trey Hendrickson should be on that field practicing with his team right now with a new contract. And I know people are saying he should be a man and play through his contract or whatever. I understand all those points. Yes, he's making millions of dollars playing a child's game. Yes, I agree with all of your comments and what you say about Trey and thinking stupid what he's doing. He just played through the contract. He signed the contract. He wasn't forced to sign the contract. I agree with all of that. But the fact Cincinnati hasn't done anything, it's obvious they're not going to get what they want in a trade. It's obvious how much they're going to have to pay him. I think you could get him to $26, $27 million a year. I think that's far more than reasonable for Trey Hendrickson, considering what he's done for the Bengals and his age. I think the contract he has currently he's playing under is the best contract in the NFL right now with how valuable he is to the Cincinnati Bengals, what he's making. He should be making 10 plus more millions more than what he is making now. I just think the Cincinnati Bengals, this situation could have been over months ago if they handle it correctly. Just be open with Trey Hendrickson. I don't understand why they're not. I think it's stupid. Just let him know what's going on. And then your front office and your organization wouldn't be badmouth in every single freaking sports show in the world, including some of their own Cincinnati Bengals sports shows. And you guys know me. I like to try to stay positive, but I just don't know. Trey Hendrickson's not going to be on another team in 2025. I can say that. The Bengals are stubborn. They're very hard-headed. Mike Brown especially. He's not going to be on another team in 2025 unless it's for a first-round pick. I'll say that. And like my same opinion. If Trey Hendrickson sits out, I think it's him saying goodbye to his career. I think the Bengals should just put their money where their mouth is. They say they want Trey Hendrickson, then prove it. Give him the money he wants. Sign your star player, and then go win a Super Bowl next year. That's all I care about. That was my rant for Trey Hendrickson. I haven't talked about Trey Hendrickson in a while because Isaac's been doing all the videos about Trey. But that was my rant. Obviously, anytime there's another update with Trey Hendrickson, hopefully the next update is that he's signed. Obviously, come to the Bengals Digest channel. We'll be talking about it. But thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I'm a little life update because if you're still watching 10-plus minutes, you might see boxes and stuff all over the room. I am moving. I got my first job in Austin, Texas. So this next coming week, it might be more of Isaac in the videos because I am in the process of moving and traveling to Austin for my new job. I'm still, yes, going to be doing Bengals Digest. I will not be leaving, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on and if and why I'm not in a lot of videos the next coming week. Obviously, if I am able to do a lot of videos, I will keep doing them. But if not, that is the reason. But don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel once again. If you love the Bengals as much as I do, me and Isaac are going to be talking about the Bengals every single day on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed. We're trying to build that Houday Nation, the Jungle Nation. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers, so make sure we can get there soon. Thank you. I blanked. But thank you guys for all the love you show on this channel. It means more. And then anything I could ever say, I appreciate it more than you guys will ever know. Comment down below how you feel about the Trey Hendrickson contract conversation. I know you guys are over it, but let me know down below what you think the Bengals should do and should have done. But yeah, for the Bengals Digest channel, I'm Carson Lokey. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and God bless.